It's a nice stroke of luck that I recently put out my video on the Lost episode Stranger in a Strange Land, one of the most memorable cases of false advertising in recent memory, because Cloverfield is another. Everyone remembers it, right? The mysterious trailer that told you nothing about the movie and was just some handheld video of something messing up New York. We were all hyped up, wondering what it could possibly be, so it was one hell of a letdown when the answer turned out to be a generic monster movie. Of course, a major part of the problem is the characters. Every single one is completely anonymous and forgettable to the point that I was mostly struggling to remember who was who rather than wondering how they would get out of their current predicament. And making this worse is that we spend the first 18 minutes of the movie with these people before the monster shows up, and there's just nothing to latch onto during this whole segment. I really wish people who make movies like this would stop wasting the whole first act on the human characters farting around. It never works, and this is one of the worst examples of where it sinks into pure tedium and we start begging for the monster to show up already. And this is a pretty short movie already. Without the credits, it lasts 75 minutes, so do the math and you'll see we actually get less than an hour of people running from the monster. Sure, that means there's not much fat once it finally does show up, but I was already so bored by these people that it didn't really matter. Hell, I can't even remember any of their names besides HUD, and that's only due to the pun of him being the one who spends most of the movie holding the camera. And I deliberately didn't look any of them back up before writing this review just to make the point of how insignificant they are. This means that it's really up to the monster to draw us in, and unfortunately it's part of the film's core premise that we don't often get a good look at it, and we never learn anything about it. Sure, there's tons of extra material out there, but this kind of stuff should never be essential to just watching the damn movie. Just watch the 2009 Star Trek movie for proof of that. Easily the best scene is when the people are attacked in the subway tunnel by little monsters that I guess are caused by asexual reproduction. There's real atmosphere and it gets quite scary as you start looking everywhere for them right along with the people on screen. One other thing I have to give credit for is the way the movie deals with that bane of all found footage movies, the question of why no one ever thinks to put the goddamn camera down. Sure, there are a few scenes where it doesn't make much sense, but for the most part, I think it works here. If you see a giant monster, you know you're not going to be doing anything to fight it, so why not document the event? Much better than, say, continuing to film while being attacked by zombies. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie I'd call watchable at best, and definitely not something I'm ever planning to see again. Everyone accuses the various other films that tried to copy this documentary format of being terrible, but it seems to be a bit forgotten that the film that started it all was nothing special either. This has probably been kind of boring, but there's really nothing else I can say about this movie, and I look forward to letting it leave my brain again as soon as I'm done making this video. Well, okay, the riff tracks is pretty good too, if you can even call that a compliment. That's pretty much it. See you next time.